Oh, it's done it again. It's done it again. Let me fix this camera. Welcome back to the stream, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. It is Wednesday, so that means only one thing. We have my very good friend Save with Crypto on the stream. How are you doing, mate?
I'm all right, thank you very much. Thanks for the nice intro. That's very nice to hear.
Yes, of course. Yeah, should have a great stream today as always. Obviously, Bitcoin's looking a little bit interesting. Consolidating below, between $88,000, a little bit above and a little bit below. We'll see what's happening with that. I think pretty soon we are going to get one big old swipe to the upside to clear out stops resting above. That's my personal opinion, yeah. And look at it. We can have a look at that. We'll obviously have a look at what you've been up to over the past week, mate.
Yeah.
And yeah, should be a great stream as always. Let me just get my camera back focused on me now. I've reset it. It's incredibly annoying the way it does this. Let's see. Are we on? Yeah, we're on there. Right. Let me get my background on. There we go. Bang. And we are back. Yes. So do make sure, firstly, you drop a big thumbs up on the video. Secondly, make sure you head over to Save with Crypto's links in the description. Give them a follow on both platforms. Make sure you do that for us while we kick off the stream. Afternoon, Loki. Welcome back to the stream. First comment today as well. Hello, Florin. Good day to you. Thank you very much for joining the stream. Should be a good one today. Very much looking forward to it. But yeah, mate. So what have you been up to over the past week? How has the markets been treating you? Have you been trading much? What have you been up to?
Okay. Well, trading wise, I've been quite careful actually. I've been a bit unsure about the market, to be honest. Part of that is Jordan's fault for being massively bearish. I keep thinking, is he right? You know, I think he is, but I just don't know when. You know, I mean, it might be April the 2nd. I don't know. It might be before, but I kind of feel that there's tension brewing, isn't there? There's like there's something's going to happen. It's either going to be, I don't know, up or down, but it's going to wreck a load of people one way or the other. I could just feel that. So consequently, I've been quite cautious. So what I've been doing, that indicator I showed you last week, that quad rotation thing, which is basically a kind of stochastic RSI thing.
Yeah.
I've been playing with that because what actually happened was I think there was some argument or something with the original creator of it, and it was originally open source on TradingView.
Yeah.
And because it disappeared, I kind of quickly sort of copied it. And do you remember last week I was saying, I hope I don't get in trouble for that?
Yeah.
Well, I did.
Did you?
Yeah, I got like, it's not that bad actually. I mean, TradingView wrote to me saying your description's rubbish. Because what my description was is saying like, I don't know where the original one went. I haven't got any documentation for it. So this is a copy. Meanwhile,
yeah,
I'll do some videos about it on my channel. And they actually said, this isn't Craigslist. You can't just advertise your own channel, you know.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough, you know. But I thought I'd have a go. So what I did was I thought I better sort of make the indicator a bit more unique, you know. So I kind of I used ChatGPT and Grok actually to tidy up the code a little bit,
right,
and to try and make the alerts on it work a bit better. And I still haven't got it right, you know. But anyway, consequently, it gave me something to play with, you know. So I've been trying to use that that in combination with Stonksy, a bit like what the Imagine project does. I've been trying to use the two things together to try and get better entries and stuff. And what I thought I'd do, rather than trade Bitcoin, which is so news driven, I thought I'd trade ZRO,
Okay.
which is one of Block Pro's favourites, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mainly because it doesn't seem to sort of follow any sort of news, or it seems to do its own sort of thing. I mean, it vaguely follows the market, but like with that, it was quite easy to have a look at what's going on. What time frame are you on there? Are you on the 1 hour?
The 1 hour, yeah.
Put it on the 5 minute and show me what it looks like, because it's only given those 2 bits of green recently, but they're both really good, aren't they?
Yeah.
Look at that one back there on the 21st.
That was a nice one. Yeah, that was a nice one.
So I don't know. I don't quite know what to make of that. It doesn't happen that often, you know. But like, I think those green bits are worth waiting for.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah, I was going to say the arrows have been doing well as well on it by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Obviously, we had the green arrow come in after the green open here. Had a red one, and then obviously a green one opened around the same price, and then bang up there. Red one down here. Red one again down here. Green one up here. Red one nowhere, and then just had another green one. So the arrows look like they've been doing quite nicely on that on the 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, I'm not totally sure. I mean, do you give more? Obviously, you give the most weight to the backgrounds, don't you?
Yeah, I like it when you get something like this. So when you get the green or red, and then you get an arrow of the same color, obviously soon after it. So there was, I can't remember what it was. I think it might have. Let me go over on Bitcoin. I think, was it on Bitcoin? Yeah, there's a few of them that I've seen. So obviously we've had it on Bitcoin again, red and then red hour. But I think it might have been on. Was it on the 1 hour? I can't remember. Let me go and have a look. No, I can't remember where I'd seen it on the 1 hour recently somewhere. But yeah, I mean the 5 minute has been nice. But yeah, I like it when the arrows come in. Oh, Polygon's having a little run up there as well.
Is it?
Yeah, it's up 5% today. Looks like it's had a nice little push up over the past week or so. Looks like it's up about 20%. We've got a good amount of things pushing. Got Aero up 3% today. What have we got? We've got Dogecoin up 6%. That's doing well, 6.5%.
All right. I wonder why that is.
It looks like you got Sui. Yeah, I tweeted about Sui before. I think the alts are making the most, aren't they? I think of Bitcoin consolidating for a little bit. Obviously, we've been in this consolidation since Monday. I think alts are just kind of making the most of having some consolidation on Bitcoin after running up.
Yeah.
But I don't know what your plans are, mate. But my plan is to short Bitcoin. Kind of like around, I want it probably ideally towards about 90, I think is where I want to get it if we get there. So I'm looking for something just like this. So like push up and then back down.
Are you not tempted to try and long it on the way up as well?
I did, no, so, well, it's funny that you mentioned that actually. I did have a long on, I think it was on Friday, wasn't it? I was on stream, I had a long on, and then I just decided to close it because I had a busy weekend. I should have just left it open and just put my stop loss just somewhere decent, because I was looking at it on Sunday morning as well, but I was out all day Sunday. So I woke up on Sunday. I normally wake up about 5 or 6, so it would have been around here. And I was looking at it and I was thinking Bitcoin is gonna explode here. And I put it in the Discord. I think it was on Saturday, or maybe it was Sunday. I can't remember. I put it in the Stonksy Discord. I said if Bitcoin gets above this monthly open, which is this red line here, it'll easily shoot to 85k, which obviously it did. But I didn't get that. I don't know why. I was just kind of like sleepwalking in the market. I think I just wasn't even considering just trading it. I don't know why. So yeah, I missed. Go on, mate.
Was that the one? I think you were on with. I think you were on with Wiz. And it was something like 83,500, was it?
I can't remember the last time Wiz come on.
I think, or maybe it was Justin, not sure. But
I remembered it. No, yeah. Well, I definitely was on Friday because I remember because my entry triggered about 83,400, I think.
That's what I thought. Yeah, because I was in a similar trade there, and
yeah, and then it was coming down, and I had my stop, I think, just below 83. So I thought I was going to get stopped out on stream, and then obviously it went back up. But yeah, so I missed this bit in long, and I don't know why. I was just kind of sleepwalking. But then I had to go with short in here, got stopped out on Monday on stream with Justin. Then I shorted it again after stream, caught the drop down, closed around here, and then I longed it up yesterday. I closed around 88k yesterday, and I haven't got a trade open now. So I'm potentially waiting for something like this.
Okay.
But yeah, at the moment, again, no trade. But I mean, I'm disappointed with myself because I go back and look at it, and I've been having a real good time trading Bitcoin. But through my own errors and faults, I've missed this leg here. So I've missed that push up, I missed that push up, and I missed this push up. I missed this push up because I wanted the sweep of this wick and just refused to enter, and then bang, went without me. Missed this push up because I wanted it to come just a couple of $100 later, and then bang, went without me. And then missed this one just because I don't know why. So there we go.
Yeah, that was the one I think I got in there at 81.
Yeah. I mean, luckily, obviously, the Stonksy bot got this one. So the portion of funds that I have in the copy trade account on the Stonksy bot did catch this one, but obviously for my own personal account and obviously the stream accounts where we're doing this challenge, I missed it, which would have been a nice little boost on both. Well, yeah, on both of them, which would have been nice. But yeah, I'm looking for. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for something like this, and then I'm looking to get long anywhere probably between 85k and 84k. Well, 85k and 84 and a half. So probably in this region here is where I'm looking to get long. If we do this, so I'd be looking to smack it down and then get long, and then hopefully ride it back up.
Yeah, I'm really fancy getting into a long sort of nowish actually, but
yeah,
I just don't know. It's I'm always a bit wary when it's only 40 minutes to open.
Yeah, well, I do have, obviously we've got this kind of, we've obviously got horizontal resistance, but we do have this kind of obviously diagonal trend line now, which you can see here. I've got my sell limits just below 90k ready to go. So I've got that in there, and we'll see. Yeah, obviously I think, if we move up, if we can break above here, and then I think we just ride up to wherever. But I expect all these stops above that are because this is where people will be putting the stops that are shorted this. Obviously, anyone who shorted here and here, that's still got the trade open. The stops will be in this region here, so I do expect it to just blow through them at some point. And then, maybe it comes into the range low. It could also pump up here, but I fancy it to kind of not give the prime, because obviously this is where everyone would love to have a go at shorting, isn't it? A full retest of resistance. So I fancy it just to kind of tease it, but then not give it, and then just bang, flush down without letting people in here. So that's my idea anyway. Whether it comes off or not is a different story.
Okay.
But we'll see. I mean, if we get filled, so if we get a pump up on stream and I get filled, then we're going to watch it happen live on stream. So it should be interesting. But yeah, that's all for me at the moment anyway. I mean, yeah, if we happen to come back down without giving this, then yeah, I would look to obviously get long somewhere to ride the trend back up.
Right. Okay, cool.
So,
good. Yeah, anyway, so what I've done with that oscillator now is I've I just thought just to stop TradingView coming along and saying you haven't changed the oscillator much. I gave it a new name, and I may as well claim it as mine now. And because the original one never appeared. Anyway, I'll put the name of it in the chat if that's all right.
Yeah.
There you go. So it's now called the SWC QR oscillator.
Yeah, if anyone wants to go and use it. So the thing is now as well, is because you're the one that's on there, you can kind of claim that as like the original script now, can't you?
I don't know really. I mean, I've left the original author in the actual code, you know.
Right. Yeah.
But I suppose so. Well, the original's not there anymore, so I suppose it's okay. I mean, in a way, I want him to come back and then say, "Oi, mate, give me my indicator back," and then
Yeah.
he takes it on, because there's a few things not quite working right on it that
Right. Yeah.
that I can't seem to get working really, and I keep putting videos out saying if there's any Pine script wizards out there, then get in touch. You know,
Yeah.
I don't really want to bother Dean with it because he's got his hands full.
Well, I was going to say the guy that would be able to obviously sort it out is Dean, but he's obviously very, very busy with Stonksy. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, but Dean, yeah, would. I mean, there is a guy in, I don't know if he'd be willing to help you or not, but there is a guy in CSE Discord called Fever for the Flava. He's a really cool guy and always used to come into the lounge meetings and stuff like that. And he works in cybersecurity in the US.
Oh, okay.
But he's quite savvy with coding and stuff like that. So maybe if you drop him a message, maybe he'd give you a little hand of it. Really nice guy, super nice guy. So shout out Fever. Probably not in here because I don't think he gets much time to come in.
Okay.
But yeah, shout out Fever.
Oh, cheers for that, Dave. Yeah. No, I will. I mean, basically, all it is, there's an alert that happens, which the actual alert works, but it's supposed to put like an arrow on the oscillator, like a green or red arrow, and the arrow isn't appearing. And I don't know. I've been backwards and forwards with, you know, ChatGPT trying to debug it and stuff, and I just don't. Yeah. I don't really know what I'm doing, to be honest. Actually, that's my problem.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's been quite good fun though, and I think that's half the reason I'm doing it is, you know, so I can get a bit of an idea about indicators, what they're all about, how people make them, and you know, what you can do with them. And the whole thing is starting to make a lot more sense to me now. So it's a bit like anything I do, you know, I have to get my hands dirty to sort of understand it.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not going to, you know, I'm never going to be a indicator developer ever in my life, ever. But it's good to know a little bit about how it all works and how you publish them, and, you know, that sort of thing. So it's been quite cool. So I've been enjoying doing that. I'll tell you what else I've been doing that's really been funny is every time I publish a video on my YouTube channel, you know, it gets about, I don't know, 100 views if I'm lucky, you know, usually like 50 or 60 or something, you know.
Yeah.
But I did one about that Gary Stevenson fella. Do you know him?
Yeah, he's people are really like, either people like him or they hate him, don't they? It's that kind of guy.
Absolutely. Anyway, all I did was I just thought, you know, I've got to talk about him because, like, he's so anti-crypto.
Yeah.
That he scares that, you know, living daylights out.
I've got a theory on why he's so anti-crypto, but go on, you carry on, and then I'll share my theory why he's so anti-crypto.
Okay, interesting.
Afterwards.
Brilliant. Okay, so I mean, he really is so anti-crypto, and I don't know. He says things like that don't make sense, like, you know, crypto costs nothing to make, and I think we know that's not true, isn't it? You know, it's like, certainly with things like Bitcoin. He also talks about Bitcoin the same as any other crypto. He'll put Bitcoin in the same sentence as like an NFT or something, or you know. So I don't think he knows much about crypto. But all I did anyway, I found a video from 3 years ago where he was saying all crypto is going to go to zero, and he said you're better off buying like Apple stock or Tesco supermarket stock and all that sort of thing. So what I did was I looked at those stocks you mentioned, had a look to see how much they'd gone up, and, you know, Tesco had gone up 20%, Apple had gone up about 50%, gold was what he mentioned. Gold did really well. Gold's like doubled in price.
Yeah.
And then I compared that with Bitcoin, and Bitcoin actually, I can't remember now, but it's gone up quite a lot in 3 years. It was quite expensive 3 years ago. It's like 44 grand, I think.
Yeah.
So that's all I did really. And then in the comments, the comments are incredible. They're like so vicious, like, and everyone's saying like, why have you got the right to slag off Gary and all this sort of thing? And like, I actually didn't slag him off at all. Actually, I just sort of like, looked at the data from his examples really. Anyway,
yeah.
Consequently, that video has had like 2,000 views.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
One of my most popular videos ever. It's like incredible, and there's right old arguments happening there. So that's been quite funny. But the interesting thing is, it's exactly what you said. There's either people saying he doesn't know what he's talking about, or people say like, I don't know what I'm talking about. So yeah, people like, there's no one in the middle. They're either Gary lovers or Gary haters, But
Yeah.
I'd love to hear what you think about it.
Yeah, so I think, so the main, obviously, let's put it out there that Gary is a type of guy that he always thinks he's right, or in his own head, he's always right, or he's always got the best idea, or, he thinks his way is the best way. That is just a fact, isn't it? In his head, he's like king of economics, and everyone else is wrong. So I think there's either two things have happened with Gary in terms of, because I think it's, I can see the perspective of saying you don't like crypto, but to then translate that also into Bitcoin. So I think it's fine to be a Bitcoin maxi or think that Bitcoin is a good asset and then not like the rest of crypto. I think that's perfectly normal and fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I think it's pretty, it's probably a growing thing, especially now with how bad alts have been.
Yeah.
To be more Bitcoin maxi. But I think to just kind of put it all together as one thing is wrong, because you kind of just like you kind of just sleepwalking into refusing to ever be wrong, aren't you? He doesn't want to admit he's wrong about Bitcoin. Yes, you can look at other crypto, of course, anyone on the outside, they can say, oh, look at all crypto, loads of it's a scam. Which, if you look over the past 12 months, is true. We've had so many rug pulls, haven't we, because of pump fun, and, just scams launch and stuff like that. So I think there's that, it's fine to say you don't like crypto. And obviously, a lot of it is sketchy because of how easy it is for people to scam now and stuff like that. Yeah. But you can't then put Bitcoin in that same basket. I think two things have either happened with him, and which is why he refuses to change his stance and which is why he hates it so much. The first thing is because he maybe didn't get in it early enough, or has said that it's a good thing when it was so low, he then his ego doesn't let him then suddenly change his mind now in public and say, oh no, Bitcoin's actually a good thing. Yeah. So I think that's one reason why. I think because he's maybe a bit like Peter Schiff in it. It's a bit like Peter Schiff, because for like so long he's said, oh, it's a scam, it's not doing, and then suddenly it's at 100k, you've got ETFs of it, you've now got nation states buying it and stuff like that, pension funds. Yeah. Kind of like willing to die on the hill instead of changing his viewpoint. That's maybe potentially one reason. Potentially two reason is maybe at some point in time he thought it was a scam and tried to short it and then just got his arse blown out. I think that's potentially a second reason. Maybe he was looking at it a couple of years ago and thought, oh, Bitcoin at this price, that's it's a Ponzi, it's gonna go down, and maybe he tried to short it with obviously this is just my theory, but maybe he tried to short it, and then maybe it just absolutely ran a train through his position, and then maybe he ended up losing a little bit of money or whatever on it, and then now he just hates it. I don't know, but I think either one of them reasons is maybe the reason why he doesn't like it, particularly around Bitcoin. Yeah, like I said, to not like alts is that's a normal thing that we have in crypto, isn't it? We've got loads of Bitcoin maxis. But to still refuse to change your perspective when it's just clear as day that Bitcoin is not going anywhere. It's not going to zero. You wouldn't have all these institutions coming in over the past year or two, you know, you wouldn't have the countries around the world now looking to onboard it. You know, you've got obviously more companies are adding it. It's just clear as day that it's not going anywhere. So to then still say that you're going to die on the hill is like, okay, well, what is the actual reason that you won't change your mind? Is it because you said it was a scam and then it's gone up 10x since you called it a scam, so you just refuse to then suddenly change your mind in case people go, well, this guy missed out, you know, this guy called it a scam when it was 3k, 10k, whatever. Or potentially he tried to short it and it just absolutely blew him out. I think either one of them reasons is maybe the reason. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, the other thing is, it's really easy to sort of say that you're always right, isn't it? You know, I mean, like,
yeah,
you know, if someone says, well, you were wrong because Bitcoin went up to 109 grand last year, you know, then he can just say, well, yeah, but it's down 30% since then. It's now only 87 grand, you know. so it's quite easy to say, like, you know, I was right, you know. Like, in fact, I don't know, but because of its volatile nature, it's very easy to, I don't know. I don't get it, to be honest, actually. I mean, in that video 3 years ago, he said some things that sort of annoyed me a little bit because they weren't right. I didn't say so, but he said that Bitcoin, you can't spend it legally and you can't use it, right? So what I did in my video this morning was I got some Bitcoin that I'd got from trading on Bybit. And I paid my gas bill with Bitcoin on the video to prove you can do it. And, you know, on my video, I called it something like, is this illegal? You know, I'm sure it's not. I'm sure me paying my gas bill this morning with a bit of Bitcoin was not illegal.
Yeah.
And so that was rubbish that he said then. I don't know. But obviously he's got his book to sell, hasn't he? So
yeah.
He's probably got a garage full of copies he needs to get rid of.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think, I mean, you know, you kind of, when you're like that and, you know, you put, you know, him, Peter Schiff, all sorts of people in the same basket, they're just ever moving the goalposts, aren't they? So, you know, maybe he called it a scam at 10k and then it goes to 60k and then it goes down to 15k and it goes, see, look, it's a scam, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's down 70-80%. But then it goes to 100k, and then, you know, now it's down. It goes, see, look, it's down 30%. It's a scam, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but it's up like 7x in the past 2 years. So they're just always, forever, will be moving the goalpost. You know, it'll never hit 20k. It'll never hit 50k. It'll never hit 100k now. It's obviously, you know, it'll never hit 500,000. It'll never hit 1 million, whatever. Always moving the goalpost, and it goes back to the fact that they don't want to admit that they were wrong about it. So that's my opinion anyway, is that his ego just will not let him suddenly change his mind because he doesn't want to admit he's missed out on, you know, maybe buying it years ago when he was skeptical. Or he just won't swallow his pride and say, you know what, I still have the same viewpoint on crypto as a whole, but it's clear that Bitcoin, you know, is being adopted by, you know, countries, pretty much everyone, you know, that can get their hands on it. To hold as an asset, and, you know, maybe I was wrong about it, but I don't think we'll ever get that from him. Yeah. So, I mean, interesting though. It is interesting for sure. Yeah.
I mean, I think he's trying to be some sort of activist, isn't he? Sort of in this, you know, this like wealth equality sort of thing, where, well, I don't know. That's what it's coming across as anyway. But like. I don't really get why. Well, I don't really get why. I think the Citibank, who he worked for when he was 20 something, he got named as like the best trader in the world. When all he'd done is he'd made 35 million in a couple of years. I mean, that's bugger all compared to people we know, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
you know, there'll be, you know, how many people do you think there are in crypto that, you know, maybe you don't even know about that have made hundreds of millions, if not billions, from it, and people that we probably don't even know about as well, just in the shadows or whatever. So
absolutely,
yeah. I mean, yeah, to be honest, I've never really done too much research on him, apart from I knew he worked at Citibank and you had been called the best, like one of the best trader and stuff like that. But it's just clear that in his head he's always right, or he's got the best plan or views or whatever. And he just, I mean, it'd be interesting, won't it? Like at some point, if when Bitcoin goes to say 250k and stuff like that, at what point do people actually start turning around and go, you know what, I was actually wrong? But I kind of think it probably goes back to one of my 2 points, is it'll either be just ego, the fact they don't want to admit they're wrong because they spent ages saying that it was a scam and refused to buy it, or two, maybe they've lost a little sizable chunk of money trying to short it and it just absolutely ran a train through the liquidation.
Yeah.
So potentially, I mean, obviously we don't know that, but just refusing to change your view on something you're so clearly wrong about is a bit of a strange move in it, and it just goes back to ego, I think.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing is you don't actually have to sort of 100% believe in something to sort of. Well, it depends if you're an investor or if you're a trader, doesn't it? I suppose I mean, I am actually getting to be less of an investor and more of a trader, I think, because when Bitcoin reaches something like 200k, I'm not going to hang on to it, watch it come back down to 50. I'm going to sell it and then maybe buy it back in when it comes down to 50.
Yeah.
Because I think, well, if you just do the maths on that sort of stuff, you can make enormous amounts of money just buying and selling it, even without leverage. Rather than just doing the Bitcoin maxing, just thinking this is the new money and all that, because it's too bloody volatile to be money, isn't it? Really.
And it's funny actually, because that was something I'd actually only said to Dean yesterday, was that this whole cycle has not been about holding. It's mostly been about holding Bitcoin, but in terms of when you just talk about alts, the cycle has not been about holding alts and holding onto them. It's been about trading them. So even with spot, you have something, you get a couple of X on it, you get rid of it, and then you either wait for it to come back down and then buy it again, when it comes down to, decent support, or you move on to something else and then do the same. It's not been a cycle where, apart from, a few outliers like Sol, but, even them now, obviously down 50% or more. It's been a cycle where you get something, you get a couple of X on it, and then it's like, okay, what's the next thing? Or waiting for the market to come back into position. It's not been like 2021 where you could buy everything up and then, you get a huge pump on everything and then you sell it.
Yeah, I also I've changed a little bit as well, because like even when we started doing this a few months ago, I was saying that I like trading on Bybit and BitGet because I could do the inverse perpetuals where I was holding Bitcoin as my collateral. I'm starting to change my thing on that a little bit now. I actually quite like holding onto USDT.
Yeah.
And partly because it gives you the flexibility to trade like other stuff without having to own it, the USD perpetuals. So there's that. And also, I'm not convinced that it's going to go up, forever. So I've actually become a bit less inverse perpetual centric, if you like. Consequently, I did listen to your show yesterday. I didn't listen to it live, unfortunately, because I was out, as I always am Tuesdays. But I listened to it back, the bit with Dean on, and the bot is sounding really interesting now. I think it's. I haven't got it running yet, and I think now is probably a good time to do it. So there's. Is there actually two bots now, or was that in the pipe?
Yeah, so he's released another bot on another copy trade. I think he put everyone's UIDs on it today. Let me see if he's put anything in the Discord. I don't think he's put anything. He did say he's released a thing on Medium as well. Maybe we could have a read of it while we're on stream.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is so. There's going to be. I think there's going to be a few coming out. Obviously, you know, we was discussing yesterday about giving Stonksy a brain and stuff like that.
Well, that's the bit that really interested me, because, like,
yeah.
I mean, there are people around who make money with grid bots, which are just completely ridiculous things that, you know, have no idea about the market at all. But yeah, I mean, for anyone who wasn't here yesterday, what he was talking about was giving Stonksy a bit of intelligence in the way that if you've got an event coming up, say for example the CPI data, then what they could do is look back in history and see which setup of Stonksy performed best around the CPI data. So then you could, like, put that strategy into play for the upcoming CPI data day.
Yeah.
I thought that's brilliant, because I don't know of any other bot at all that does that kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, well, I don't think, in terms of like an indicator / bot, from my knowledge, obviously, you know, you've got the ones, you know, the other big names in it, you know, you like your Lux Algo and you know, your Crypto C and Market Cipher in it. I don't think any of them have really delved into that type of kind of AI sector yet, to my knowledge. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think anyone is kind of looking to do what Dean is trying to do on that. Which, you know, if he pulls it off, then it may be an industry first or whatever. So it will be absolutely fascinating and fantastic if he can do it. Which, yeah, he's been a fantastic developer for what he's done so far. So why not?
Yeah. Anyway, what I thought I'd do, I thought I'd make some videos for the Stonksy channel, from going from setting up the bot or bots. I made some money over the weekend doing my trading, so I've got about $2,000 I could play with, and so I might put $1,000 in each one, and then, you know, keep a record of like what happens and put it on a Google spreadsheet or something, and then we can talk about that from week to week and see how it's doing, because I actually like the idea now of the underlying asset being USDT with the bot, which is going to be, because it's BLOFIN, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if the price does come crashing down,
so if you just touch on that a bit more. So what is the main reason that you don't want to really do inverse perpetuals now, because you just simply rather hold on to the Bitcoin and not risk losing it, or what is the, like, kind of the main reason why you prefer to just simply do USDT now? Because obviously I know, you know, we've had a few people ask, haven't we, in the past on stream, like, oh, what is inverse perpetuals and stuff like that. And obviously, you know, you're someone that has actively used it, you know, on either it be on stream or, you know, in your videos and stuff like that. So what's the main reason you're swapping over?
Okay, so up until a week or so ago, I was really into inverse perpetual trading, which means you hold on to you start with the asset that you're going to trade usually. So that would be like Bitcoin or Ethereum or Solana. Dot you can use as well on some exchanges. So what you're doing, you're trading the volatility of that. So you'll start off, say you start off with I don't know, 1 Bitcoin, and you gain 50% in that trade. Then when you close the trade, you will have 1.5 Bitcoin. If you do that with a USDT perpetual trade, you start off with, say, 10 grand USDT. When you close the trade, if you make 50%, you will have 1,500 USDT. So I used to be into that mainly because I started trading when Bitcoin was around about $9,000. So I only saw it going up. So I thought, if I'm not in a trade and I'm waiting for a trade, I want to be holding on to an asset that I think is going to go up, right?
Mhm.
At the moment, I'm not convinced that Bitcoin is going to go up much from here.
Yeah.
It might do, but at the moment, I think we're going to see lower prices in the summer. So
Mhm.
for now, I'm not fussed about doing trading where my asset is Bitcoin. I'm quite happy for that to be USDT.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Should we
So
have a look at the comments? Because we've been ignored everyone.
yeah, I think most of them are about Gary. Florence says Beamish videos on anything get more views. Yeah, that's true. He bet on the collapse of the economy. Maybe he's just generally bearish with everything. And also, like they said about Gary Gensler, this Gary might have his own secret bag of Bitcoin and crypto. Howdy, Steve-O, how we doing? And Lee says, Death Cross on Bitcoin. So TMG just tweeted. I did go and pull that up then. There's a Death Cross on the chart, which is interesting.
Right.
I don't know what moving averages is the Death Cross. Is it the 50 and 200? I don't know.
I've never paid any attention to it, to be honest.
No, let's see.
Doesn't it normally show you what happened last week?
What?
So doesn't it normally show you like what happened last week? Or...
I don't know if it's a lagging indicator or something. Yeah, like like a lagging. Yeah, 50 day and 200 day. So let's go and have a look at it, shall we?
All right.
Let's go day. Let's put it on here, and then what have we got? 200, and then we need the 50. So let's get rid of that, and let's go. Let's go 50, and then bang. Let's see. Okay, so it's not actually done it yet. It's not actually crossed over. So if we go back to, obviously last time it crossed over, we didn't really get much. We got this liquidation down, but obviously that was when the Nikkei dropped massively, the Japanese index.
Yeah.
We did get a bit of like a rundown here, didn't we? Like leading into the cross.
Yeah.
But that was after, that was after a huge amount of time, obviously, because then it quickly crossed again.
But if you look at that one, even if you look at where they crossed and where it dropped, I mean, by the time they crossed it had already happened, didn't it?
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe, to be fair, maybe this, I mean, if it repeats it again, it would maybe just confirm something that I think is, maybe we come up or, whatever. And then maybe we come back down again, to wherever, maybe it be the range lows or whatever. Pretty much it might just confirm that maybe we just carry on trading in here. I don't know.
Do you remember that we got that CME close?
Yeah, we do have the CME gap, don't we? I think, yeah. Which is another reason why I'm looking for something like this. Yeah, that would obviously go down and close the CME gap pretty much. But yeah, are we going to get given it? It's interesting. Are we going to get given it?
I'll tell you what. Before the start of the stream, me and Dave were just having a quick chat, and I mentioned I was in a Bitcoin long that just hit my stop loss. It hit a stop loss in profit, so I actually made a little bit of money. I made $148.
Mm-hmm.
I just noticed it didn't actually close completely, so obviously didn't set my stop loss to close 100%. So I am matching a little Bitcoin trade from 87340. So,
right, okay.
It's only 3.82% in profit, but
yeah.
I don't know. Wonder what to do.
Regards saying red day today, pull back towards CME.
Yeah.
Loki saying, what's your reason for being bearish? Who's bearish?
Well, me probably.
No,
Well,
I don't think this isn't bearish. So
I think
this
it's on about
isn't this. Well, I mean, even I wouldn't say it's bearish. Like, I think just simply just looking at it as you don't have to be bearish or bullish if you think price is going to go up or down. You're literally just doing what you think would make money. So this, thinking that we squeeze up and then pull back down isn't bearish. Even if we go back down towards here, it's not bearish. We'd literally just be trading. We'd just be trading in a range. We'd literally just be trading in a range. That's neither bull nor bear. You're just literally swinging price action between support and resistance.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't personally. I don't kind of like the terms bullish and bearish. If you're looking to just trade it, yeah, obviously, from a spot perspective. But then again, I don't. Would you be if you think maybe price pulls down, into say mid-60s or whatever, is that bearish, or are you just looking for what maybe you think would be the best opportunity to then become a bull and then go up? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Two ways of looking at it, isn't it? I think. I don't know. At the moment, I'm strictly just looking at it from trading points, so I'm not bearish nor bullish. Take longs, take shorts.
Yeah. Actually, that's one thing that's happened to me this cycle. Actually, is I think it's when it went over 100k, I kind of lost the plot a bit, and I did some really bad trades, and I don't know why. I think I was just thinking wrong. I think because we were over 100k, I was thinking, it's going to go to 110 or 120 now, and I wasn't thinking that for any particular reason. Anyway, now it's back down below 100 again. I kind of prefer it. It's really weird. It's like, but one thing that has happened to me in this cycle is I don't really give a toss about the price anymore. If it goes down, I'll just trade it, and it seems easier to make more Bitcoin if it's cheaper.
Yeah.
I think it seems like really difficult when it was over 100k. It seems easier if it's about 60.
Yeah.
So consequently, I don't really give a toss really about the price of it. I mean, it will change on the day when I want to do something like buy a house or something. But I don't want to do that for the moment. So yeah, like yourself, I'm just sort of looking at the price action. I think, is it going to go up or down? And when it's stuck in a range, that's when I like it best.
Yeah,
because you can trade it.
Yeah, exactly. You can smack it both ways.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't consider myself neither bear nor bull. You just follow price action. So obviously at the moment, I would say we're just stuck in limbo. This is neither bull nor bear. The bull would be reclaiming the previous range and then obviously heading towards mid-range around 100k. That would be what you consider high time frame bullish. Obviously, we've put in a deviation reclaimed here. Obviously, bearish will be coming down here. But then again, is that bearish? Because even if we do come down here, I'm pretty convinced that even if we came into mid-60s, we'd flatten off. And then at some point later in the year, we'd head back towards, 100k, maybe even higher. So then again, is that even bearish? Not really. Maybe you're just hoping to get a much better buying entry. Yeah. I think there's different ways of looking at it. I just wouldn't say I'm neither bull nor bear. Just at the moment, just looking for opportunities to play this range until we get better direction and see where price is going to go.
Do you want to do your poll before?
Yeah, the poll's open.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Everyone, make sure you go and vote in the poll. But what I will say is on the daily, we are getting some decently sized selling absorption coming from the top on these daily candles. And we did put in, obviously, is that a spinning top? Yeah, it's a spinning top in it, I think. So, I don't know. I fancy us to pull back from wherever. I mean, if it goes from here, so be it. It'll go without me, and then I'll look to long from down here.
Yeah.
Saber Crypto seems better to use inverse perp from the bottom till the new all-time high and switch back to perp. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely true. I mean, for all the moves that we've had, from 16k upwards, if you would have used inverse perps to trade, and granted that you wasn't just entering anywhere and then obviously getting liquidated or whatever, but from the places, if we go back and have a look, we've had pretty clear places where it's been, I'd say it's pretty obvious where Bitcoin has bottomed out. So obviously, here, this was obviously the bottom. Then we had this pump up. So, if you was long here with Bitcoin inverse perps, obviously you would have got a really nice profit because, Bitcoin went up massively. This pullback pulled into, I think that was the 200 moving average. Yeah. So, again, that was a pretty easy long, I think. So, again, you use the inverse perps there. Bang, you go from, 20k, 19.5k, all the way up to, 25, 26, 27, maybe even up to 30 if you hold it. Then what did we form after that? Then we literally just formed SR. So, this was obviously resistance here. We then obviously flipped to support. So, again, here, come down, test. You do an inverse perps long here. Bitcoin goes up, 20%. Then obviously it goes up 20% in price, and then for your long as well. Then we retest it here again, and then maybe you long again round here, and then inverse perps, bang, Bitcoin really explodes. And so the times when it's bottomed out and give the next big move, yeah, like inverse perps would have really rewarded you. But it's like say with crypto said, if you're on inverse perps and then the price starts collapsing 5-10% or whatever, you're kind of in trouble, aren't you?
Well, yeah. Well, you're not in trouble, but it just feels a bit shitty. That's all.
Yeah. So then, yeah.
Do you want to set your charts up how you do?
Oh yeah, it's a good job you said that. Yeah. It's a good job you said that, mate. Let's have SPX on today.
Okay, I'm just going to go for a doodah back and say.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
Drink on there.
I think we're going to pump back up. Oh, that was a nice drop caught by Stonksy. I think we're going to pump back up on open. So I'm going to say up. Obviously, I don't get to vote in the poll because I'm on stream. But I'm going to say up. So we'll see. We've got 31 people watching. Do make sure you drop a big thumbs up on the stream. Drop a like. Subscribe if you're new. And if you're looking to trade anything today, do click that first link in the description and sign up to BLOFIN. Right, we are open.
Oh, there you go. Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Ding-a-ding-a-ding. There we go. Let's see what we're going to get. I think we're going to get push up. What do you think, mate?
I don't know. Normally dumps when I'm on with you. I don't know. See, I've got this little trade open. I don't know what to do really. It's 2.5% in profit.
Where's it open from? Did you say?
Oh, it's only 87,340.
Well, there we go. We're shooting up now, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
If I should have gone larger. I think I was trading it on BitUnix, which is a bit like BLOFIN actually. But the only thing is, it's got one of those slider things. You like when you set the amount you're going to close or open. when you put it on 100%, it doesn't actually do 100%. It does like 97 or something. So that's why there's a little bit left open. It's
right, okay, yeah, we're retracing this dump, which, yeah, I mean, the last couple times it's done this, it has retraced it when we've dumped into open. So I fancy, but again, I'm just sticking to what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we're going to wipe out the top side, stops and liquidity, and then go down. But we'll see. If the opportunity comes, we'll take it. Well, I will anyway. I'll have a crack at it.
So where was that CME? That was.
So CME is. Let's go and have a look at CME. CME is 1 hour chart. So from 84,185 to 85,135.
That sounds a long way down, doesn't it?
Yeah. But I mean, in terms of what would it give? Technically, it would still put in a higher low as well. Obviously, you know, we've had low, higher low, higher low, higher low. If we come down here and put in, you know, obviously stopped right at the close, we would technically put in a higher low. We've already put in, obviously, a higher high. So, yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be the end of the world, I don't think.
No, it'd be nice, actually. It'd be good. I always think that's funny, though, isn't it? You know, and people always gone about healthy retracements, you know, and then there's loads of people watching who've, like, just been wiped out.
Yeah.
They're thinking that's nothing healthy about that.
Lee says, on that Stonksy chart, then on the daily, there has been no trade since 2023 on Stonksy from 20k all the way up. That's strange. Let's go and have a look.
Which one?
Don't know. Let's see.
There was that issue at the weekend, wasn't there, with the bot?
Yeah. So yeah. Oh yeah. This is it. Yeah. So it's on about the daily. The daily's had no trade, obviously, since it opened here and closed there. The weekly, I think the weekly is still open green. Yeah, so the weekly's still green. So the weekly was green from here. So from about 23.5k, 23k. And it's still green now. But yeah, the daily. Yeah, you're right on the daily.
What's the daily look like?
The daily's has had no trade since it closed here. Last cycle it got great couple of trades there, and then that was really nice. And again, it is another example of, you know, like the background opening and then the color. So, you know, you get background open and then green bullish arrow, but you get the bullish arrow as well, and then bang, and then, you know, background goes red. We get the red arrow here at 41k ish, and then bang. I really like that mixture of the two. I think we might be dumping back down.
Yeah, it is.
Is it? Yeah, it's well, to be fair, we are just technically in a low time frame range, aren't we?
Yeah, that's at my entry now.
We are technically just at a low time frame range. Let's go. So maybe, I mean, this looks like kind of, I think this on the low time frame, this kind of looks like a nice little key point, I think. So maybe we come down and test that again and then bounce. You know, we've obviously got low time frame support and low time frame resistance, so maybe we come down and test 87k again and then chop back up. That might be worth a scalp.
Okay.
It's going to go up, then down, then wiggle all around. Well, so far, RN, you're right. It's gone up and then down. Let's see for the wiggle around. Short pre-market on Bitcoin, Doge, Coty, and Move, says Big Ads. Got 34 people in. Do make sure you all drop a like on the stream, please. And we're moving back up now, it seems. We're moving on up.
So
I think, well, I think as well, I think we've got a little bit of room on the S&P and NASDAQ to squeeze as well, which maybe is what gives Bitcoin another nice little push. So I fancy the S&P to come up into like kind of mid 580s and then go for a correction. And then if we look at NASDAQ, yeah, I fancy it to squeeze up again into here and then go for a correction. So maybe just waiting on that final little push on them too before Bitcoin gets another squeeze. Oh, well, maybe it goes on its own.
Yeah. I'm so tempted to add a little bit more into this long, you know.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, are you?
I'm itching to do it.
Well, we're recovering well, aren't we? Low time frame.
Yeah, I missed it, I think.
We're recovering well, obviously retracing the this dump down here that we had leading into US Open. So we are squeezing back up. It's just a case of, you know, you can clearly see, can't you? Since yesterday when we dip down and then come back up, we've clearly formed a nice little low time frame range here. You know,
Yeah.
this is resistance here. This is support, and Stonksy's actually got it nailed. I don't know if you can see because of the colours and stuff, but obviously Stonksy's got this outlined as resistance, major resistance, and then this is major support, which is absolutely bob on.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, here we go. We're squeezing. Squeeze it higher. Squeeze it faster. Squeeze it for longer.
Yeah, I missed it.
Oh, well, mate. Well, at least you've still got that one open.
Yeah, it's only tiny, but yeah, that's all right. 10% in profit now.
Yeah, I closed. So I closed that one yesterday that I had open. I can't remember if I had it open on stream or not, but I ended up closing that out for what did it netted. I like this. This is what I like on BLOFIN. When you go on position history and you hover over it, it tells you exactly what you've paid in fees. I don't know if it does it on other exchanges. I don't know. But I like it when you go on position history and then you just hover over the realized P&L, and then obviously it'll just give you a breakdown of closed P&L and then trading fees that you've paid.
Okay.
Nice. But I mean, I personally think as well, you know, obviously we've got this down. I think next time we crack that. I think next time.
Shall I show you this oscillator thing of mine? Because
you can do, mate. Yeah, if you want to whack your screen on.
Yeah, because
go for it.
Right.
There you go.
Okay.
Bob on.
Right. So this is the indicator down here. It's called the SWC QR oscillator. Okay. So what I was looking at then was when I was saying I fancied adding to my position was there's these. I know it looks a mess, but this yellow, green, red, and blue lines down here, they're all like stochastic RSIs, all slightly different ones. The green and yellow one being the main ones. And the idea is when they all come down the bottom below this 20% line here, that's usually when you start to see things turn around. And then what it also does, it draws these kind of green lines, green lines here when it detects bullish divergence, you know. So the idea was then that was looking bullish. So that's how it looked on the 1 minute time frame. And at that point, when I was saying that, this Stonksy on the 1 minute had gone green. So I was thinking, around about here would have been a good time, you know, when they were all down there. But then I'd also look at it on the 3 minute time frame, right? And that was brilliant because they were all right down here then. And then look, Stonksy went green there and off it went. And I also look at it on the 12 minute, which is obviously a lot more slower moving. And okay, well, they weren't all down here, but the blue and the red one were. Oh, no, hang on. That's here, isn't it? Okay, yeah. So the blue and red one were here. The green and yellow hadn't quite come down far enough. But that, to me, looked on those 3 time frames, the 12-minute, the 3-minute, and the 1 minute, that actually looked pretty good. And Stonksy on the 1 minute was sort of confirming that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's cool. And then you can look at it. If you look at it in the past, you see like here where you got this red bearish divergence detected there, and that's when we were right up here. And then you'd have seen that red there, and you'd think, oh well, Stonksy's still green, but then it goes red. And at that point, okay, it would have drifted along for a little bit, but then it comes down.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think what it is up until this point, because I've always been looking at my moving averages and stuff like that, and Stonksy, I've never been totally aware of the kind of overbought and oversold conditions. And now I've got this oscillator to play with, I'm sort of getting a much better idea of that. And this, although it looks a mess, this is starting to help me a bit more with trading and just understanding the price movement, really. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say, really. So that's why I would have added to that long around about there, but I didn't.
Yeah.
You can look at it on bigger time frames as well. It sort of makes some sense as well. You get these like red lines here. They're actually red backgrounds, actually, but you get those when it's in a very over. Let's get this right around overbought, isn't it? So you get them. It's a very overbought condition, but that's not always brilliant because that obviously went up a little bit more from there. But then you've got these red lines here. That's where it's detected the bearish divergence. So down it came. It's pretty good anyway. So it's a free oscillator you can play with if you want to, and you can use it in conjunction with Stonksy. And I'm still finding my way around it, but I'm actually quite enjoying it. More for that kind of like very small sort of scalping and actually looking at what the price does under a microscope almost, on like 1 minute and 3 minute time frames. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, fantastic. I imagine your Crow holdings got a nice little boost the other day.
Yeah. I did a video about it as well.
Did you?
Yeah, it was great. Wasn't it? Yeah, it was brilliant. I'll turn some of these indicators off. Thanks. I'll scare people off Stonksy forever, would it? Like, right. Yeah. Also, look how good that was on Stonksy as well.
Yeah.
That was like Sunday at 10 o'clock in the morning. I think the news came out. I can't remember when it came out. I think it was on Sunday, wasn't it? Yeah. So we got the news that CRO, Crypto.com's native token, is going to get used for some sort of ETF, and consequently, I woke up in the morning and I had all these alerts on my Crypto.com app saying that the price had gone up like 30-odd%. So it actually went up 40-odd% by then. So that was brilliant. So that meant my bag went up quite a few grand actually. So
yeah, nice pump. Where did it take it to? If you click on, say, like the daily or weekly, where's it took it into historically? Like, all right, okay, yeah. So it's kind of put it on its way to retracing, obviously, the December fall off, hasn't it?
Yeah, so it hasn't really noticed that yet, has it?
Yeah. Very nice.
I'm not sure if that has enough data, really.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
Hang on, that's a BLOFIN chart. Let me try a different one.
So have you been still... Because it's funny, actually. We was actually talking about cards yesterday on stream. And obviously I thought of you because that's something that we normally talk about, isn't it? Because someone asked me, I can't remember. I think it was Dean asked when was last time I used crypto and stuff like that. And I was talking about, obviously, the first time I got the Crow card and using it, and then obviously moving on to like Plutus, and then looking at other ones now. But yeah, I was thinking, so are you still actively using your Crow card now?
Yeah, I honestly, I've used it every single day since I got it in 2020.
Yeah, because I remember you've put it on Curve, haven't you? Like I said, to get it on Apple
Yes,
Pay.
yeah,
Like that.
yeah.
So what
Yeah.
are the obviously what color card do you have?
I've got the rose gold one, which is
Right, okay. Very nice.
I mean, that one, to get it now, I think you have to stake like 30 grand's worth of CRO.
Yeah.
But when I got it, you only had to stake 100,000 CRO, which at the time, it's when I lived in France. At the time, it was about 6,000 euros.
Right, okay.
Which seemed like quite a lot of money. But
Yeah.
But back then, you were getting like 10% cash back.
Yeah. So because you had it back then, do you only have to stake what you used to have to stake to keep it? Yeah. Oh, that's good. Okay.
Now the problem there was when I moved to the UK, like essentially the card I had in France was in euros.
Yeah.
And I said like, I'll move country. Can I have it in? Can I have one in pounds now? And they said, well, yeah, you can just cancel that one and reapply for a new one. And I said, well, how much CRO do I have to stake? And they said like 30 grand's worth.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I don't want to do that. And they to be honest, they said no first of all. And then I kind of said like, well, I didn't actually say, do you know who I am? But like, I actually said that, I've been actively promoting crypto.com since I got my card back in 2020. And, it's going to be a bit of a shame if I have to stake all that again, can't I just be grandfathered in? And, they actually said yes, but I had to pay 50 quid for the issuance of a new card.
Right.
And they were able to change it to a pound-based card, which was good. Didn't like paying 50 quid, but it was better than having to stake 30 grand, which I wouldn't have done, to be honest. Actually, that's just too much.
Yeah.
So I'm actually still staking 100,000 CRO to get the card, and they are actually quite good like that. They're good at sort of looking after people who were in there originally. So that's quite cool. But yeah, I mean, now that gets me 3% off everything. You get paid back in CRO, and you get like free airport lounges, free Netflix, free Spotify, free Amazon Prime, something else as well. I can't remember now. But so it's good for the perks. Yeah, but obviously these days you have to stake 30 grand's worth of CRO.
Yeah. So
if you hadn't have done that like last year, it's going to cost you quite a bit of money. That's going to cost you 30 grand, but obviously. And also, they've done this really weird thing now where that you get interest on the CRO that you stake. So the actual CRO that you stake for the card, that amount increases. So my 100 grand's worth, 100,000 CRO is now something like 113,000. But you can't actually withdraw that. You can't partially withdraw it. You can only like withdraw the whole lot, and then you downgrade your account.
Yeah.
So yeah. It's obviously their way of keeping it all locked up, It's a bit weird, to be honest. But yeah, there was an AMA with the boss Chris Marzalak on Monday, I think it was, and it's quite a boring bloke to listen to be honest. But like, the company are doing well. They're doing really well. They've got I think they've got 1 billion users or something. I don't know, whatever the figures are, they're enormous. You know,
Yeah.
they're aiming to have sort of 2.5 billion users or something in the next 5 years.
Yeah, 'cause they went, well, specifically in like 2021, and I think early stages of 2022, they went heavy on advertising, didn't they? Like very, very heavy.
Ridiculous. I mean, they had that fella Matt Damon doing something, and then they bought that.
And then,
they bought that arena thing, didn't they? In LA.
Yeah. Yeah. He was everywhere. I remember it.
Yeah.
They had like the Spaceman out advert, wasn't it, as well? It was like fortune favors the brave or something like that. I don't know.
So, yeah. No, they went mad with the thing, with the advertising. And to be honest, it's the only card that, if I get that, it's the only card I've ever got out to pay for something with, and someone's recognised. You know. Yeah. Like if I've had another. I haven't got many other crypto cards, but you know, I've had that one out a few times. I mean, people don't recognise the BitGet card, or I used to have a Binance one as well. People don't seem to recognise that, but the Crypto.com one, you know, I've had quite a few people say, "Oh, that's a Crypto.com card," you know.
Yeah.
And then we have a little chat about crypto, you know.
We have got Bitcoin dumping down a little bit, 87,370.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go at 2:00, Dave.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
Right.
That's perfectly fine. Do not worry about that.
But doesn't the time fly, eh?
It does every Wednesday, mate. Every Wednesday. I kind of think like after we've done the stream on the Wednesday, that's when I'm like, right, we're halfway through the week now. It kind of is like the halfway point, isn't it? Of like after we've streamed on a Wednesday, it's kind of like, right, well, Monday, Tuesday, and then half of Wednesday is actually kind of done now.
Yeah, so you're
like kind of the halfway point.
So you're thinking that's the worst of it over.
Yeah, on to all the good stuff now.
Well, what I'm hoping now is I'll do this bot thing. I'll make some videos about it for you for this channel, and then every week we can have a look at it, see how it's doing, have a little chat about that. That'd be quite good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think that'd be great. Sounds good to me.
I think it's over its initial problems now, isn't it?
Yeah. I think most of it is all sorts of. Oh, we've got Reggie, man. Hello, Reggie boy. I have not seen you in the stream for a good couple of days, mate. Great to see you. Hope you're doing well. Jelly on a hunt. Let's see what Jelly's doing, shall we? Jelly, we've got Bitcoin coming down. I maybe even be tempted into a scalp long soon.
Yeah,
if we reach 87k, I may be interested in a scalp long with a tight stop loss.
Well, that little trade of mine is 3% down now, so it would be an ideal time to sort of think about adding to it, wouldn't it? So I might do the same, actually.
Yeah, I kind of want to see that level tested again around 87k to make sure that we hold before having a nibble. But I'd be interested in a nibble.
Always love a nibble.
Yeah. We got Pappy. How we doing? Pappy? Reggie Man has been having some R&R to refresh the head. Very good, mate. That's what you need, isn't it? Nice. That's what you need, and no doubt you feel much better now. Short in great profit. Yeah, big ads. You said you were shorting, didn't you? At the open. Well done, mate. We go lower. CME gap below. Don't forget this team. Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking, like I mentioned before, still thinking that we come and sweep the highs before we go lower. We could also, obviously, we could break down from here. Of course we could.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, maybe we come into here, hold low time frame support, come up here, break that then, squeeze up, chop, bang, and then down. That's what I'm thinking now.
Cool.
But, anything can happen, can't it? Anything can happen. Maybe we do just drop. Obviously, that would, the thing is, though, it would let everyone get away with it, wouldn't it? If anyone who's shorted up here, you got away with it. If you shorted again up here, you've got away with it. If you shorted up here, you've got away with it. There's been no run of all these highs. So it's kind of like, are they just going to let people get away with that? I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway,
I might have a little nibble at a long here. What are you doing, mate? Are you having a little nibble?
I've got to go out really, but
Oh yeah, you have, haven't you? Forgot about that.
I've got to go get my daughter. But I am tempted to. Yeah, I think I'm going to join you on that.
I don't know. I might do. What would it be?
I think I'm going to double the size of me trade at that. Oh,
right. We're coming in now to what looks like low time frame support. So I think I might have a nibble at this. Let's see.
Oh, actually, do you want to grab the screen back? Because I've got Gary on the screen.
Yeah, I mean that seems like you got Gary on the screen. Are we gonna hold or are we just gonna smash through? I'll grab the screen back now. Okay. There we go. Yeah, so this is what I'm looking at. Are we going to break down or are we going to hold? I mean, this is kind of a key point to hold around here now. So if we do smash through, it's not going to be pretty.
Yeah.
And it's not looking good.
I'm going to have to go, Dave. So
all right, mate. Thanks very much for joining. Appreciate it.
No, I look forward to next time, and thanks everyone for coming along. And see you all next week, if not before.
Yeah, do make sure everyone goes and follows Save Crypto on YouTube and X. You'll find his links in the description, and give his videos a watch and go and show him some love.
Thank you very much. Right, see you next week.
See you next week, mate. Bye.
Bye.
Take out previous day's low, then send it back up. Yeah, I don't think we drop from here. I don't think we drop from around here. I think that's probably a good shout, to be fair, Pap. Loki. I think that's probably a fair shout. I still think that we squeeze up. I'm still in that mind, but yeah, we'll see. Dave, with regards to the new bot being low risk, are we using the original bot as high risk, or are we still waiting on that? So yeah, I mean, obviously the original bot will still be running on the 1 hour. Then this new bot will be running on whatever it's running on. Obviously, SMFC was on the stream yesterday, so if you missed that, do go check it out. I think it was from around 35 minutes onwards for about half an hour. It is getting clipped up, and I will be uploading it to YouTube as well. So that will be up there. But you're probably better off asking him, mate. Just tag him in a thing, in the Discord. But yeah, he did talk about it in depth yesterday. Now confirmed lower low on short-term 4-hour symmetrical triangle. Depends on what time structure you're looking at. 250% up on Jelly. Yes, Reggie, man. So, you went away for some R&R and you've come back with a bang. It's what we love to see. Well done, mate. Well done. Yeah, we're getting a bit of absorption here. Now, don't forget, we've had a huge sell-off. Well, huge, quote-unquote, obviously huge. But we've had a sell-off on the S&P and NASDAQ in the first half an hour of US Open. So if we get a reversal on both of these, I imagine Bitcoin's going to get some nice relief. So let's see what happens. Let's see if we can get a bounce or not. Let's see if we can get a bounce. I opened a very small trade on the stream account. Oh, look at that. At the moment, I'm just hanging on. But yeah, this would be good. Nice little small trade on the stream account. Looking for 89k. Stop loss at 86. You could potentially move that down. But I'm thinking maybe if the S&P makes a U-turn now, I might just get away with that. Obviously, maybe we could come down and sweep here, like Loki said, yesterday's low, potentially. But maybe I'm going to get away with it. And I'm looking for now price to move back up. we'll obviously come and test horizontal along here, where we found resistance, test the diagonal. And then I'm thinking we break it next time and then head on up. We'll see. I think someone's at my door. Hang on. Wait there. Right, there we go. Sorted that out. It was someone at the door. I had to speak to them on the Ring doorbell. Yeah, missed yesterday, but listened this morning to it. It wasn't clear on the high risk model, but I'll ping him a message. So the high risk model isn't out yet. The one that everyone wants, with, you know, obviously more frequent trades, lots more trades opening. I imagine that will be the next one. So obviously got the 1 hour, then a low risk model. Then we'll probably have, I imagine, the lower time frame high risk one next. Let's see what we're going to get. Like I mentioned before, we've had a sell-off on US Open, so I think maybe we squeeze back up now, is what I'm thinking. You know, the S&P looks like it's steady enough. If we can get a squeeze back up here, I think we're probably heading, in my mind anyway, we're heading up towards mid 580s. Yeah, so mid 5800s around here is what I'm thinking, which then will give obviously Bitcoin room to squeeze again. Nasdaq, obviously this is delayed by 10 minutes. It's NQ, so futures. So we're only going to get this 10 minutes, but obviously this is from when we sold off just then on everything. Meanwhile, Bitcoin is now pushing back up because, yeah, we've got steadiness on the S&P. So let's see if we'll squeeze back up. That's what I was asking, so it's not out yet. I'll leave it on the 1 hour then. Dave, have you seen Jelly? Well, Reggie Man was on about it then, say he's 250% up on Jelly. Someone did the hype arb on it. Let's have a look. I've not looked at it. Let's see. Oh, no way. Oh, no way. Oh, as if. Oh, that thing is cooked, isn't it? As if. So what's someone done on it, Wiz? What's someone done on it? As if. Swept the previous weekly high perfectly as well. So that is one great liquidity sweep. Imagine the amount of shorts that have just been wrecked on that. Imagine the amount of shorts that have just been absolutely blown all over the place on that. You know, the whole sell-off, isn't it? Since obviously I had this squeeze up and then, you know, peaked here, then came back for a second one. But all down here, just blown out in one big candle. Jesus. So what's someone actually done on it? Can you give the technicals on it? Like, wow. Bitcoin is looking like, yeah, I think we're looking like we're going to, for the most part anyway, we're obviously holding this area that we've outlined as low time frame support. So we are bouncing. So naturally, we would think if we hold this, where do we go next? Well, we head towards the range high, which is around here, isn't it? Obviously, this is where it topped out, and then this level here is where we've been topping out low time frame here. But I imagine we'd start squeezing above that if we get up there now. Which seems like I got away with murder on this stream trade. Currently $4 in profit. Get in. But just about got away with it for the time being. Anyway, just about got away with it, didn't I? And it's interesting that because I did actually have the stop loss at $86,700, and then I flipped it to $600 to give myself an extra $100 of breathing room, which turned out to be a good decision in the end. Right, we want to see squeeze back towards the highs now. Want to see a squeeze back towards the highs. Massive short on hype and liquidated himself. Oh, same as the ETH where they do a mega position and then pull out margin. I think Bitcoin rejects 87,400. I am still in the mind that we run the highs. So hype take on the position. Right, okay. So is this potentially something that's just going to carry on costing hype a lot of money if people can do this? If people can do this, is this not just going to be something that's going to carry on costing hype loads of money? Took some nice profits on short, left half on the stop loss at entry. You can't lose, can you, big ads, when you do that? Nice one, mate. Very nice. You cannot lose. But we are squeezing back up on Bitcoin, so now I can very nearly buy myself a sandwich. But, you know, like this whole account has been about, if we do go full take profit on this, that will be another, I want to say, well, it's just under 1% in it. It'd probably be like 0.8% of the whole account. Which again, you know, is slowly building. But this is what I'm thinking that we do. We'll see. Wow, so was hype had to take out, so on that screenshot, Wiz, that you've just put in, so was hype had to take on that minus $1.78 million negative P&L? Guy did it on 3x leverage too. So what's the benefit to someone doing this? Is it that they do this on hype so everyone sees it, then maybe potentially somewhere else they have a long on, and then they put the short on, pull out the margin, hype then takes on this, hype gets screwed, but then maybe somewhere else they have a long on to then ride it the opposite way? The way the protocol works is that the hype vault takes it on. Blimey. What is the benefit of that? I don't get it. So you could just carry on doing this? It seems strange, doesn't it? Seems strange, yeah. What strange mechanism? How is that any good? I don't get it. Why would you allow people to do that? So if it was on Binance could freeze the withdrawal. I think it's because it's on chain. There's no way hype can stop the margin leaving. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, well, exactly. It's decentralized. It's on chain. So, it's fascinating, though, isn't it? Like, I just don't get it. But what was so what? So I'm guessing because people have seen this guy put this mega short on. Well, people have just tried to stop it out or counter trade him to then pump it, or what has actually caused the pump? Just because he put the short on and people have tried to stop him out, or something to do with him pulling the margin out? I don't know. Seems wild anyway. Got 35 people watching. Big thank you to everyone who's joined in. Do make sure you drop a big thumbs up on the stream. If you're new, subscribe. And if you're looking to take any trades anywhere today, make sure you click that first link in the description and sign up to BLOFIN. Best non-KYC exchange there is. Think margin out. Not looking into it too much. Yeah, I kind of understand what's going on, but not fully. But market cap is so small. Yeah, that's it, innit? That's what I mean. And obviously, with it being a meme, I'm guessing the books on it, maybe the books on it are quite thin as well. I don't know. Right. So we've got steadiness on the S&P. We want the S&P. So I'm going to change this color. I want like a nice... Oh, yes. That's much better. I think I kind of want... How do I get rid of the arrows as well on this? Yeah, I got rid of the arrow there. I think I might kind of like getting rid of the arrow, to be honest. We want the S&P to now start pushing back up after pushing down at open to give Bitcoin some room and breathing room to push back up. He's shorted a massive amount of supply. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Fascinating, isn't it? It's fascinating. It is fascinating. What an interesting thing this has raised. Let me close out this poll. But what a fascinating circumstance that this raises now. Checking out, guys. Cheers, Dave. CME gap is a magnet. See you all at 84k, probably lower. April 2nd tabs are coming. Then I go long. Big thank you for joining, Big Ads. Obviously, always welcome your thoughts and feelings on the market, mate. Cheers for engaging in the chat. And yeah, I don't disagree with you, mate. I think we will move down to the 84, 85k area. It's just whether I can get in or not before that. I want to sweep of the highs towards 90 and then nuke it down. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, whatever happens, mate, big love. Thank you for coming. And yeah, catch you soon. So if you have a spot bag or position elsewhere, it pumps. Yeah. So hype has to buy to cover the short. Yeah. So I'm guessing that's the reason for the mega pump then. Lol, Bitcoin nicked, Bitboy nicked again. Yeah, he's in jail, isn't he? Yeah, for anyone who's wondering, Bitboy is in jail. Let me go and pull it up. Yeah, he's in jail. That's his. I think that's his mugshot. CSE posted it out yesterday. Here it is. Yeah. Unbelievable, innit? Like, you compare him now to last cycle, you know, obviously. I used to watch his show every single day that he did it. Used to watch his crypto show every single day that it was live. And it was, I used to enjoy the show as well. It was good. But what a massive, like, opposite situation it is now. But yeah, he's been arrested. So such is life, eh? Right. Let's see what else we've got. ETH has been showing really a lot of weakness, hasn't it? Obviously, we had these highs here, and then even though Bitcoin has pumped back up to its highs, ETH is still not there, and ETH's now tailing off low. So seeing more weakness, and this is why I'm just not interested in trading ETH at all. Is because even though, like, you know, you'd imagine it should have been holding this low time frame range that it had, it's still so weak. Like, it just makes it hard to trade it when Bitcoin's volatile. You may as well just trade Bitcoin. Sol is down 1.46%. Obviously shown a huge amount of strength in the market recently. Doge is still at 4.3, although Obviously, Bitcoin falling off has caused it to correct a little bit. What else we got? We got Sui again. You know, another one of the strong ones today. We got Hype crumbling again after that. It'd be interesting to see what happens to Hype, won't it? Because if this keeps happening, then yeah, I mean, is it worth a Hype long? No. Because even if you put your stop below there, you're still swallowing like 6-7% loss, aren't you? Just to try and take the risk on. He was harassing a judge or something. Yeah, I think he... honestly, I just can't keep up. I have no idea what he was doing. But I remember seeing some tweets by him where he was like kind of calling out the judge and stuff like that. There's a mental situation in it. BitBoy is off. BB is off the charts for comedy. You have to wonder what goes on in his head sometimes. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty sad, really, when you think about it, innit? You know, a guy who had everything. You know, last cycle, he was probably up there in terms of maybe the most known person in crypto. In terms of like, you know, like type of influencer type of person. He was definitely probably, you know, he was definitely up there with his channel and stuff like that. And then, you know, fast forward a couple of years, it is quite kind of sad, isn't it? What can happen to someone? Got OM minus 4%. Is the party over for OM? Is the party over for OM? Is it topped? I wouldn't bet against it. Like, it's got such clear. It's got hang on. It's got such clear SR on it. That's the thing. Like, this is just clear. You know, was resistance here, now clearly flipped to support. Again here, support. Clearly flipped to resistance. So this is just easy trading range at the moment. But yeah, whatever happens with OM. So, you know, if it breaks above here, potentially goes on to new highs again. If we break down, I think we probably come and retest this area again, this SR, maybe. Maybe it's got grounds to say maybe we bounce not too far to the downside, but I don't know. He had a Lambo in the last cycle. He had... Well, it's funny. I remember last cycle, we are tumbling down on Bitcoin again, so I'm going to lose my sandwich money. Oh, no. Yeah, I remember he kept... Last cycle, I remember vividly, he was talking about buying the NFL team. I think the Falcons, is it? The Atlanta Falcons. I mean, that's what he was talking about on his shows last cycle, and obviously now there's just no chance, is there? It's kind of sad, man. But yeah, what a push. What a push on Jelly because of that whole hype thing. The S&P looks like it's going to... I mean, you go on the hourly, and that looks kind of bleak, doesn't it, on the hourly? You could potentially just come and run all these stops below this build-up, which would send Bitcoin down. You know, have we maybe seen, is this it? Are we not going to get this sweep above here? Is this it towards the CME gap? I'd be disappointed if it was. I'd be disappointed if it didn't give an entry above here. But it doesn't look too good, does it? What's everyone's thoughts anyway? If you do want me to look at anything, post it into the chat. Yeah, if you want me to look at any altcoin or whatever, or let me know your thoughts about the market, post it in the chat, and we'll have a look. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't. Just like, do you just come and just run all the stops there now? Do you just come and literally just run all the stops? See what the Mag 7's doing. Yeah, same thing. I mean, NQ's got this gap here, hasn't it? I imagine. Yeah, I mean, would that take Bitcoin back down towards the CME gap? Let's see. Yeah. Oh, got Nvidia down 5%. Oof. Nvidia down 5%. Apple down, not much, but Meta down 2.something%. Tesla down 5%. Google down 1.8%. Amazon down nearly 2%. It's a red day on the stock market today. Very red day. Now, the question is, do we do something like this on Bitcoin? That is the question, because we do have the weekly open here as well that we've yet to really test. Potentially we come down and test a weekly open if we do something like that. Just a game of patience, isn't it? It's a game of patience. I just can't believe that maybe people are going to get away with shorting this and not having a run of them before down, so not just giving a liquidation and then running it down. I just wouldn't believe it if people got a free hit at shorting this without so much as a proper spike. But that's what happens when the S&P's falling off, innit? I mean, if you're looking at it, you'd say maybe give a bounce there. Or give a bounce there. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's not, yeah. At least we're getting some volatility in the market. At least we're getting some volatility. If you are looking to trade anything today, do make sure you click that first link in the description, and I'll put it in the chat now. Sign up to BLOFIN, the best non-KYC exchange around, to do all your futures trading, spot buying, stables holding, all that good stuff. Oh, ETH is just... wow. Just no strength at all, is there? There's no strength at all in ETH. And everything that was having a good day today so far is now having a really bad day. Or retracing its gains. Got linked, completely retracing the gains. AVAX down 3%. Sui's now starting to turn. Oh, look at hype. Wow. It's mad that, isn't it? Look, hype obviously bottomed out here, but then started to run from here. Obviously started to run. This was alongside Bitcoin's run. But then it's literally, most of the gains have just been took out by one candle. Just one candle from the bang downwards, nearly back to where it started. Some big shorts being opened at market, lol. Yeah, run them. Run them, hopefully. I don't trust it. I mean, really, it's just being catalyzed by the S&P, innit? Bitcoin was fine where it is before the S&P opened. Before the S&P opened at, an hour ago and just completely shit the bed. Bitcoin was fine where it was, trading in this range. It was up here, wasn't it? Obviously, I mean, it's come down and, cleared out them lows. Took out these lows here as well. Yet to sweep yesterday's low. And obviously the place where the bounce formed. But, I mean, if we see a reversal on the S&P, then Bitcoin should be right on for a nice bounce. At least we're getting some volatility on stream now. It's always fun, isn't it? Always fun. Still possible that we get this. I mean, yeah, like I mentioned before, we're still yet to properly test the weekly open as well. Wouldn't it be a shame if we just did this? Bump, 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 bump. Close CME gap. Then bump. Wouldn't it be a shame if we did that? But yeah, I mean, largely, I think today's price action is going to be dictated by whether the Mag 7 can pull a U-turn and, drag the S&P back up. But we have got a few of the Mag 7 down. Quite a lot, for Nvidia, like I mentioned before, down 4.6% now. Tesla down. It was down 5% before. Then obviously Google down a little bit, Amazon down a little bit, Meta down a little bit. Apple's the only one that's positive. But let's see. Let's see what we get. For anyone that's looking to join Stonksy as well, you do get full indicator access, Discord access, and you get whitelisted to the trading bot, which we've now released a second part of. So yeah, you'll get access to two parts of the trading bot. So there's 2 copy trades now open on BLOFIN for users. And you can come and try it for 20% off. So that link is in the description. Second link, you'll see next to it as well. The code. Put that code in at checkout. And yeah, you'll get 20% off your first month. So if you've never tried Stonksy, now's a great time. Come and try it for 20% off. There's no ties to it. Obviously, the monthly plan is a monthly rolling plan. But if you do want to pay with crypto, drop us an email. You'll find that on the website as well. But yeah, been a good stream today. Wednesdays are always fun when we have Save with Crypto on. Always fun when we have Save with Crypto on. Obviously, mostly looked at Bitcoin, haven't we, today? Looked at some alts as well. Obviously, Jelly doing huge. But in short, we've got some alts doing quite well. We've got Doge doing well, Sui doing well. And we've got some alts a bit weaker. I mean, ETH is, still continuing on its weakness. It's down 2.5% now. Jelly's had a huge correction. There we go. Oh, look at that now. Oh, imagine if you would have shorted that sweep at a previous weekly high there. Let's see how fast that happened. Oh, you did as well. You had time. You had time to short that. As soon as it swept this previous weekly high and then got back below, bang, there's your trigger. There's your trigger. There's your trigger, wherever you can get in. Oh, I'm jealous. What a great trade. I didn't realise that all happened within the past hour or so as well. Imagine if you caught onto it early and you managed to get in here. Oh, and then ride it down as well. Wow. But yeah, overall, wait to see what happens on Bitcoin. We might, obviously, around this area is potentially prime for a bounce. So potentially we'll see what we get. Do we get more downside, or are we close to a low time frame bottom here where we'll bounce back up towards resistance? But that's all from me today. Do make sure you drop a big thumbs up on the video, subscribe if you're new. And I look forward to tomorrow's stream where we'll look at what's unfolded between now and tomorrow. We'll see if Bitcoin is higher or lower. And we'll see if those with relative strength, so obviously like Sol, even though it's down, still had relative strength recently, are doing a U-turn and carrying on up. Jelly reduced down 50% from today's high. Catch you, Dave. Have a good one. You too, mate. Have a good one. Yeah, it will do. It'll go back to where it started, It will go back to where it started. It might take, maybe it gets a bounce and then goes back down, but I think eventually it'll probably retrace to exactly where it started. But yeah, everyone, have a great rest of your day. And for those of you that are in the Discord, obviously I'll catch you in the Discord. But to the rest of you, I'll catch you on tomorrow's stream. And yeah, make sure you check out the links in the description to sign up to BLOFIN and try Stonksy for a month at 20% off. Catch you all later. Bye-bye.